Hello, and welcome to this week's webinar. One of the things I really wanted to talk about this week, which we're getting a lot of comment from our agents, is not so much on the recruiting of the events. A lot of the agents are finding that quite straightforward and quite motivating to go and connect with events. But it's actually all about how they get the best rates from the hotel. And one of the ways of doing this is really focusing on the exclusivity of the event and the audience, just like any sort of advertising company like Google or a TV channel sells the potential of its audience, so too we do this when we actually work with hotels. So the way to do this, you've done all the hard work and you've contracted an event. So with that event comes assets. Let's look at it that way. So what are the assets of that event? You've got 2,000 people attending the event, 200 people putting stands up that may need hotels as well. You've got the organisers of the event that have this event on a regular basis. You've also got their online audience, the people that they're marketing to, but they're not going to arrive at the event. They're still a target market. So you might have 10,000 of those on an email database. You might have 20,000 on a Facebook feed, access to another 10,000 on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. All this is connected to the event organizer. So once you've actually created that contact and that contract exclusively with that event, you now have access to their assets. They become your assets. Now what you have to do is demonstrate what an amazing opportunity this is for the hotels to be involved. So, how do we do that most effectively? One of the ways is we create competition. That's why we invented the RFP, request for proposal, for this business. It is a one-page document, whether we send it here, you've all seen them before, that we generate with nice images, or it's just an email you send to 20 or 25 hotels in the venue area. Then basically what you're doing is creating competition. Okay, you're promoting the fact that you've got this great asset, which is your event and all their exclusive market that goes with it. And then you're going to these hotels and saying, look, I'm approaching you because I want a hotel partner. We want 5 hotels or 4 hotels or 6 hotels for this event. We're talking to 20. We're talking to 26 hotels. So we're going to discard 20 hotels that we're talking to, and we're only going to be left with 6. This might not be completely identical to your situation. You might need 3 or 4, you might need 1 hotel, whatever it is. What you want to do is build up several factors, and one of those is the competitiveness. Okay, this also helps get your point across, because then you can further explain what a unique opportunity is. Sometimes what happens when the agents go and get an event, they don't promote the assets of that event well enough. And then when they go to the hotels will just give you a corporate rate, or they will demand that you put a deposit payment down to hold 10 rooms, and all these sorts of things. All these things tell me that the hotel does not understand the opportunity that you're presenting. And that's likely because they're so programmed to deal with online travel agents that they just spurt out rates, or corporate booking agents. They don't understand that we're bringing them a partnership and a relationship. So the second part of that is that you're not explaining it well enough, okay? Now, when you send the RFP out, or you send a message out, or you call a hotel and you ask for rates and you try and explain what you want to do, quite often you've got to try and explain that again, okay? Because you get your first set of rates and then you go, compare them online. Go on to booking.com and their own website, and if they're the same rate or they're higher, it means that they're just not understanding the opportunity. And what you want to do is you want to make them understand that this is a unique opportunity for them to be connected directly to this unique event, exclusive event with 20,000 people on a database, 2,000 attendees, 250 exhibitors. It is right in their space. Their business model is built around this type of traveler, and you're delivering it to them on a platter. The currency, you don't get paid by the hotels to promote them. You get it when people do bookings, so you get it on success. Your currency that you've got to barter with these hotels to let them in is the discounted rate below the normal rate. So where a best available rate or a BAR rate is what the market gets, what you'll find on any sort of website, any drop below that bar rate or BAR rate that you're asking for is actually the hotel investing now in you. Anything up to that point, they're not giving you anything. Okay, so think about that. If they're just the same rate as Booking.com or the same rate as any other agent, they're not actually giving anything to you. They're just putting you in the bucket with everyone else. Okay, they're not appreciating the quality market that you are bringing to them on an absolute platter. It's something their sales team should be doing, but you've got it. You can expose them to this really unique market, and you really have to go on about this to these people, and you really have to build this competitiveness up. Okay, and say, look, we're only selecting 5 hotels, but we've talked to 20, so whoever's really interested to partner with us, this is what we need. Be very direct on what you need. I need this rate. I need a lower than your website rate. I need a 72-hour cancellation policy or a 7-day cancellation policy. Obviously, the longer the cancellation policy, the better the rate you're going to get. But you can still negotiate. Everything's up for negotiation. You can tell them what you want, and they'll go away and talk about it and come back with a solution for you. Just because they give you a 7-day rate cancellation policy doesn't mean that's what they have. They're just trying to make the best situation for themselves. This is a negotiation. You've got to understand how they work, and you've got to go and negotiate. Any drop below their best available rate is their investment in joining you and helping you, because the lower that rate is, the more bookings you're going to do. All right, so think about that. Now, the other thing is, don't go for higher commission. If there's a choice of higher rate and higher commission or lower rate and same commission at 10%, always go for the 10% and the lower rate, because you will do more hotel bookings. Once you get greedy with your commission, the hotels will just put the price up. All right, so that's what you need to do to really negotiate. And the other thing is, don't link into these Marriott websites where they give you a link and they say, oh, we only do this online, you'll just have to book it online. That's because their rates are moving like that dynamically. Once again, they're not investing in you. They're not appreciating the value of this event that you've got and you're going to exclusively allow them to participate in. Okay, clearly you're not getting that point across. The Marriott just giving you a link so that your guests can just go and book online and no one has to do any work is lazy. Okay, it's not effective, it doesn't give them anything, and it gives the hotel the ability to fluctuate rates every day. That's not winning anything for your guests. That's not using your market effectively and using the power. You know, if you were a TV channel or Google, to an advertiser, you can promote that you have 5 billion visitors on a monthly basis that come through to your website. Want to advertise now? Yes, absolutely. So if you're not understanding your event, which is lesson number 1 in our training, if you're not doing the research and understanding that event, you don't know what the audience is. If you don't know who that audience is and what the demographic is and the potential, and you can't wrap it up and deliver it to your hotels and tell them what an amazing opportunity it is, they're not going to steal it because you've got the exclusivity, right? Then you're not working hard enough with the hotels to negotiate the best rates. Okay, any currency below their best available rate becomes their investment in what you've done and what you're doing. I hope you really understand that, because that's why you've got to push these hotels, and you've got to go back to them 2 or 3 times and make them understand. The other point, you have to talk to the right person. You know, you have to talk to the sales manager, or you have to talk to the revenue manager. Don't just talk to the reservations department, because they are programmed. They are robots. They are given the information and they can't negotiate. You need to get to the people that care if they're promoted and put in front of this audience. They're the decision makers. You need to get in front of those decision makers. And if you're not getting anywhere with a hotel that you want to work with, then you demand to talk to the sales manager. If you can go to the hotel and meet with the sales manager and demonstrate the unique opportunity that they have and the market of this event, and look up some history of the event, and quite often there's reports on how many doctors attended the last pharmaceutical event. Wow, awesome. And how many 4-5-star hotels did they book? Where did they book? You can have this information. If they all booked into the Marriott last time, and you're now working with a Four Seasons or you're working with a Fairmont hotel, that is awesome for Four Seasons and Fairmont. They can see that they're taking business away from Marriott by working with you. How important is that for you? Because not only do these clients want, or these hotels want this guest to stay once for the event, they want to win them and put them on their mailing list and bring them back again. They want them in their restaurant, they want them in their bar, they want them using room service. It's a valuable client to the hotel. And if you're just getting these rubbish rates and you're getting a lazy link into a booking system, you're not getting that point across to your hotels, you're not negotiating hard enough, and you will not get bookings, because if you get a rubbish rate, your guest is not stupid. They will compare that rate and they will actually go and book directly with the hotel or on booking.com, whoever's giving them a better rate or a better room. Like I say, it's not always rate, it could be the type of room. So you need to work a little bit harder, make sure everyone understands what they're buying into and the journey. As far as availability goes of rooms, then you need to say you need 20 or 30 rooms, but you can tell them you don't know how many bookings you're necessarily going to get, but you just know you have an exclusive audience and they book hotels. So you need hotels that are prepared to come on the journey with you, and let them allocate 5 or 10 rooms to start with, so they don't have a massive risk, or they're not allocating you on an option a number of rooms. You don't need a deposit. If anyone is asking you for a deposit, they don't understand what you're doing at the hotel. You're not getting your point across, so you need to get that point across. Okay. The other point which protects you and the hotel in this whole story is the fact this is a private channel. Okay. Hotels are always worried that booking.com will see that there's a cheaper rate on our website, and then booking.com will get upset, or Agoda will get upset, or we do not work in that same space. The hotels need to understand this, and this is why you need to explain it. We don't work like that. We're not an OTA, okay? We have a private website which is only between us and the attendees of that event. This is not open to the public. Anyone staying at that hotel cannot just come along and find our rates and then go and book that rate. This is only linked to the organizer's website, and it's only promoted directly to their marketplace. They're the only ones interested in this. This is regarded as a private channel. You have to tell the hotels this is a private channel. Hotels give private rates to hotels.com, and you will not see those rates unless you're logged in and inside of hotel.com's booking system. That's the only way you will actually see their private rates. Why? Because if they publish those rates online, booking.com would have a problem with it. Okay, and then booking.com could turn around to the hotel and say, we're not going to work with you. And hotels rely on booking.com for probably 20 or 30, 40% of their business. Not more, but 20 or 30. It's a big client to them. So they don't want to lose that, and they don't want to risk that. In some countries, this rate parity, as it's called, has actually been outlawed. So booking.com cannot, and in Australia it's very much the same, and in Europe and in France and in Germany it's very much the same. So booking.com cannot dictate that they get the lowest rate in the market, okay? And they've relaxed on that, but some hotels still subscribe to that. And so they want to protect the people that deliver them business. That's great. But we don't do it. We are a private sale website. We have a private link that's not open to the public. Once again, the hotels, if they're giving you these rubbish rates, they don't understand the market that you've got. They don't understand the limited opportunity they have, and you're not going with 20 hotels, you're going with 4 or 5. and they don't understand the fact that this is a private connection. You make them understand these points, and you drive the demographic of the audience that you've got down their throats to make sure they understand this is an amazing opportunity, that you need partners, hotel partners, to work with you, and you will succeed. You will get best rates, you will get good favorable terms, and through the process between now and the actual event date, the hotels will come back with different rates and specials and upgrades and bonuses and things like that to help you sell more. Work with your hotels as a hotel partner. Don't just get the hotel once or get the rates once and then just leave it. Okay? Work it. Keep in contact with your hotel. Go and see your hotels if you can. The physical face-to-face is very unusual to do these days. Hotels love it. They see you as their best friend if you turn up with them. If you bring a client in, potentially, and have a coffee in the foyer and show your event organizer around one of the hotels that'll be on their portal, it is absolute gold to the hotels because they can see you're bringing people in. They will give you dinner, they'll give you lunch, they'll give you coffees, they'll look after you. They will make sure they give you the best rates. And anytime you call up in the future and actually need something, they will be there. Why? Because you're not a faceless online website. You're real, you have a private channel, and you have a valuable database of clients that you're building 20, 30, 40 events a year. Not just one event a year. You've got to sell to these hotels the fact that you're doing 20, 30, 40 events a year. You are going to be a valuable partner if they look after you. And that's what it is. It's a two-way thing. Not just, here's a rubbish rate, go and stick it on your website and see how you go. Okay, that doesn't work. And it's not going to make you any bookings. You're going to send bookings to the hotel directly. You're not going to get anything. You're going to do all the promotion for the hotel, but because they gave you a rubbish rate, you're going to drive business actually directly to their own website or to booking.com to book. Well, it's not going to make you any money. Be smart, use your assets, sell your audience, make sure they understand it's private and it's a partnership between you. You do that and you will win business and you'll get a lot of bookings as a result. So I hope this has cleared up a few things. We'll go through more of this in one-to-one sessions, but follow these tips, try them, be disciplined. Don't deal with hotels that don't want to deal with you. There's enough hotels out there in the marketplace that do want to work with you. You know, we don't have to use a Marriott. We don't have to use a Radisson. You know, the other tip I can give you, which is very effective, is work with new hotels as well. Work with hotels that want business, and you'll soon find out who wants the business. When you email 20 different sales departments, the first ones to come back to you are the ones that want the business. Okay, if it's a new hotel, they have to build business. They don't have an audience, they have to. You become a really valuable player. Not only do you get great rates and upgrades and everything else, you could just about get whatever you want at that hotel. Why? Because they're new and they need to build it and they see you as a valuable potential partner. They have investment to spend on bringing new business in. If you go to an old Marriott that has been around for 25 years and become complacent or just survive off their own loyalty programs and things like that, you won't get as warm a welcome necessarily. So do the research, just like you research the events. In lesson number 2, we're teaching you to select the hotels based on the audience that you're creating. So do the work and research the hotels. You may only need to do that once in your city and then you know what's there, but put the work and effort in up front to really understand. If you can go and see the hotels, even better. If you can meet the hotels, better. But understand which hotels are new, which are going to be the best ones to partner with you. There are all these considerations. Don't just pick the first hotel that comes up on Google Maps. It's not necessarily the right one. If you can put an amazing hotel, brand new, and open the eyes of some of your visitors and guests, they will love you, love the experience, and that's why also you can type a little bit and write some descriptions about it. So everything is tied together in this business. All the effort that you do on the events and finding the clients first, and then matching the hotels and putting it together on the PBA and then marketing it through the event. Everything is in a succinct order and everything is connected. So if you just skip and you end up just creating a PBA and throwing a few hotels on, you've missed the point of lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. And you will suffer, and your business will suffer, because you're not building that asset of demographic, of audience. You're not understanding who it is that you've got. You don't know the audience. So when you go to the hotels, you're not getting the best rate because you're not pushing them hard enough. And then when you go and build the PBA and put it together, you've got very bland offers, you've got bland information, and nothing's really there. That's not the point of this business. Be passionate about what you do. Believe that guests will get a better experience and pay better rates with you than with anyone else because of the work that you've done and the relationships that you have. And then you have a winning formula to build your business. Great. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.